Hi, this is Beb. It's been a while since the last video, so I thought it was a good time for a short update on the advancement of my game project, The Descent. I did some work. We have 2 new levels and a new NPC. These are still in progress, but are advanced enough so that I can show you a bit how they look like. One of the new levels is a bit different from what I was doing until now, as it takes place outside of the main structure, the main building. This is intended to be a short introduction to the game, to get the player in touch with the story and the main character, and does not have any puzzle element. I tried to make a big contrast with the other levels inside the structure. It's in the middle of a nice forest, in which we discovered some elements of the main character's life. If you haven't seen the previous videos, Zade, the main character, is a former climate activist who used to live in this region with other militants to occupy the land to fight against a new highway development project. For some reasons, other activists left and she's now living alone in the woods as a recluse. We'll learn more about the whole story later in the development of the game, and the player is supposed to know very little at the beginning anyway. This first episode will start right after a short introduction cutscene that I still have to do, and its main purpose is to introduce an important but mysterious NPC, which is a shadow of Zade herself that will show up regularly all along the game. In this first level, the shadow is somehow showing the way to the main structure itself, which has suddenly emerged from the ground in a small glade near Zade's cabin. It was a lot of fun to work on this level. It was a great opportunity for me to learn the basics of PCG, Procedural Content Generation. I was happy to see that the way it works in Unreal is pretty close to the geometry nodes from Blender. I did use it to generate a small forest, and added a couple of nodes to generate a path, and a glade using some spline elements. There are plenty of super good tutorials out there about PCG, and personally I did learn a lot from the tutorial series of Adrien Logu, a developer at Epic Games. You can find the link to his channel in the description. PCG is kind of easy to use, and the result is easily okay, I think. Even if, as usual, there is a lot of space for improvement, of course. In any case, I really want to learn more about PCG and will probably keep this in mind for a future project, where it will play a more important role. For this particular game, I might try to use it once again, maybe, to generate some structures for later in the game. But it will not play an essential role. The other new level is in the same spirit as the ones I already had. It's not completely finished yet. I'm still testing a couple of ideas and the main puzzle to be solved, and I'm a bit undecided at the moment. The player has to go through some corridors relating different walking areas, the same walking areas that the player is going through in the previous level. And in these corridors, several NPCs are wandering. The main objective is to find a safe way out, using some discretion, as it is packed with overseas. The shadow NPC will also show up for a while. This level is the last one before getting in some kind of city in which workers live, and my intention is to introduce new kind of puzzles based on different machines the player can activate. I want some part of the game to feel a little bit like Infra, which is an amazing puzzle game in an industrial environment. I also plan to have some moments in the game in which the player will be able to control the robots themselves, but I still have to experiment a bit with this idea. In any case, the next couple of levels in the game will be more industrial, mechanical in some sense or another. And last but not least, there is this new NPC, Shadow Zade, I'm not sure how to call it, which seems to follow the main character from time to time. At the beginning, it is unclear if she is friendly or not, but it is kind of obvious that she is a central element in the story. At the moment, she does not do much. She's basically observing the player, and possibly flee away if the player comes too close. For instance, in the first level, she's essentially driving Zade towards the main structure by playing cats and dogs. I'm still working on it, and it will do more at a later stage of the game. Finally, I also spent some time fixing some basic things. One of them was the rig for the main character that did not have any correcting shape keys and for which some animations looked really bad. Now it's a bit better, but at some point I'll definitely have to spend more energy on improving the animation themselves. But this is for another day. Okay, this is it for today. Not sure what's the next step. I'm still working on another NPC, a spider-like glitchy entity. I did some try, but I'm not happy with it at the moment. And at some point I might also set up a page on each IO. The idea being that the levels that I have so far plus some polishing might serve as a playable demo. Thank you for watching, have a nice day and take care.